So then, like, I felt the tug again, and when I looked around, I basically looked around into the barrel of a gun. Hi, welcome back to my channel. So right now I'm at work. So I wanted to try to make a video for this week. I'm at work, so I'm trying to multitask. I'm cutting out, we're making a monster cereal box. So I need to cut these out because my kids are grade 1 students, and so they do things a little slowly. So in the interest of time, I want to make it as achievable as possible. That is finishing. I want to make finishing as achievable as possible. So I'm doing a little pre-cut. I'm cutting out these parts first, these difficult to cut parts, and then if I have time, more prep time at the end, I will just cut out the rest of the outline of the box. So all they would need to do is design it and assemble it. So that's the plan. Today I want to give a story time. So the title of this story is Robbed at Gunpoint in a Taxi. So I went to the UWI, the University of the West Indies, and I did a 3-year degree course there. So I majored in English and I have a minor in philosophy. So in my final year, this incident took place. So I was at the UWI from 2005 until 2008. Right, so this happened in 2008, like in my final year. So I obviously was living in Kingston at this time, and I'm a country girl. I come from country. But I was living in Kingston for 3 years. So for the first 2 years, I lived on campus. I lived on Rex Nettleford Hall. And ooh, in my final year, I lived off campus. But I lived in Mona as a place called Karachi Avenue, which is it's on the road that leads up to UWI's main gate, but it's not walking distance. It's really way down the road, but it's near Ligani. Yeah. While I was at UWI in my final year, our father was sick, and he was in the chest hospital near Ligani. So it was near where I lived. You know, I used to go there to visit him and to get his stuff and wash and take back for him. And at this time, my brother was getting a passport for him so he could take him to Cuba to try to get better treatment. So I lived in Kingston, so I was doing the process. I was doing the application and, like, you know, to pick it up and all of that. And on this fateful day, I went to visit him in the morning, and at that time I also withdrew some money to deal with that passport business. I also withdrew more money because my friend and I were planning to go downtown to do some shopping. Now usually I shop out by Constant Spring Road. I think it's Mall and Tropical Plaza, or it was something like that. I haven't been to Kingston in years, but I think that's where it was. Mall and Tropical Plaza on Constant Spring Road. So I used to shop uptown. But there was something I wanted, like some kind of pump, patent looking pump. Like it was a thing at the time, and they looked really good. So I was like, okay, maybe downtown has better options. So the plan was I would go around there, pick up, drop off or whatever I was dropping off for my father, and get the money, and then meet my friend on Ligony, in the Ligony area, like close to where we lived. Like I don't even know how to explain. It's near the embassy, I think it's near the embassy. But anyways, it was out on the front. I don't even know Kingston like that to give an exact location. But I met her somewhere on Ligony, where things coming from up Mona would come down, and then I was coming from a street across the road, so we would just meet up in the middle. So we met up and we were at a bus stop. Like, we don't usually take the bus, and while we're out there was another female. She looked like a student as well. So there were 3 of us out there. So a taxi came, and there was a female passenger in the back seat, the driver, and there was space for 3 of us. So the 3 of us got in. My friend and the other female got in at the back, and I sat in the front. So we were going in the direction of the stadium. Because I remember at one point we were facing the stadium. So between where we got into the taxi and this road that is facing the stadium, like we're coming out of the road and the stadium would have been in front of us, we had asked the driver to turn on the air conditioning. So the windows were wound up, and we were, enjoying the nice, cool, comfortable drive downtown. So when we got to this intersection, now it's a T-junction, so you can either go left or right. We went right. So I think this road goes up to near South Camp Road or onto South Camp Road, something like that. So I was in the front, and I was just watching the road, not paying attention to anything really. And I heard something about bags on the back. Yes, I heard something like bags on the back, but it didn't seem relevant, or like it wasn't really clear, so I wasn't really paying attention. Then I felt like a little tug my bag, so I did this instinctively. Nothing was registering at this time, right? So then, like, I felt the tug again, and when I looked around, I basically looked around into the barrel of a gun. The female who we got into the taxi and saw was robbing us. Oh my goodness. So she took my bag. In my bag, I had like my school ID, my driver's license, my bank cards, the key for the apartment we were staying at, the money, all the money that I just withdrew, which was all the money that was in my account at the time. 2 phones. I had a slide up Samsung phone that I had just gotten, because at the time the slide up phone was the thing, and I had a Razor phone that my brother gave me because I used to use that phone as a modem for internet. All of my things them do, man, just take the bag with all the things. The bag I never even for me bag. I don't know if I Ophia or a Terry bag be the borrow. Oh my goodness. So when I heard bags on the back, she was robbing them. When I felt the tug of my bag, she was trying to take my bag. So all while this is going on, the driver is just driving. And then she says something to the driver. I can't recall exactly what, but like it didn't seem like he felt threatened. Like he was a part of it. So anyways, when we got to the top of that road now, I think this was up onto South Camp Road, she tell me to jump out right at the intersection, and we did jump out. So we were just standing there now, confused, don't know what to do. And then I saw a soldier jeep coming, and I went out into the road and flagged it down. And when they stopped, I told them what had happened, and they took us into their jeep, and they dropped off the other female somewhere near there, maybe her family's business or something, and they took us to UE police station to give a statement. And then we got to go home, stress out, but thankful for life. You know, there's so many ways that could have gone, but at the end of the day, we still had our lives. So we were very grateful for that. So yeah, this left us with like a whole heap of things to do. Now remember, we're students, we need ID for everything to go over UE, so we had to, that's like the first thing we had to do, get back our identification for school. I had to go back to country to get back my bank cards and my other IDs, and we had to get another key. We had to borrow the key from one of our other friends who lived at the same building to get a key cut. I had to go country to get back my bank stuff and like my driver's license, my voter's ID. My goodness, it was stressful. But give thanks for life. We live to tell the tale. So like fast forward like a couple days or weeks after that. So by this time, I start take the UE bus. I stop take taxi. I started to take the UE bus. The UE bus is like free for us. Once we have our ID, it's free, right? But I guess I didn't want to be going on their timing. I just want to get ready and then, you know, take whatever comes. But I started to take that on and off campus. I took the bus. Or if I had any friend who drove and they were available to drop me over, then that's the route that I took from that day until I left UE. One day now, I was going to the supermarket down by Ligani, and I was standing out at the front of our street. The building that we lived in was right on the corner, so we just came out and we're on Mona Road basically. And while I was standing there, a car resembling the one that I was robbed in was coming towards me, and it was kind of indicating that, you know, if I was looking at I don't remember if he was pointing or winking the lights, and I did like this, which means no, I don't want a taxi. But the man proceeded to slow down past me and then like stopped. You know who footy go back to the apartment? Backside, my heart beating fast and all these things, because it was so scary, because I was like, is it the same person? Because this is where the taxi would have come from that we took that day. This is where it would have come from. So my worry then was that it was the same person. And I ran back inside. So I had this friend who lived upstairs. And so I called him to follow me go down the road. Oh my goodness. Scary as shit. But yeah. Luckily, I left Kingston as soon as I finished UE. I left Kingston. The next time I went to Kingston was, I don't remember, but I don't remember when I went to Kingston after that. Yeah, so that's the story of how I was robbed at gunpoint in a taxi by a woman. Oh my gosh. So the moral of this story is don't take robot taxi. I mean, anybody can do that, you know, but at least when they're licensed to carry people. I don't know what the moral of this story is. Just be vigilant out there. I mean, this was years ago, but still, you know, it doesn't hurt to be extra cautious. So yeah, it was like the perfect little setup, because females going in a vehicle are maybe going to be less apprehensive about going into a vehicle that has a female in there already, and it was all females. So you know, it seemed like the perfect little setup. So you know, we just have to stay vigilant out there in those streets. Yes, so that's the end of the story. Have you had any similar experience? You know, what do you think? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, I'm not, what you call it? I'm not, what's the word? I don't have PTSD from it, because I didn't live in Kingston. I went back to country. Thank you for watching. Where is the camera? Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so now. And that's all for today's story time. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Cheerio.